Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. This is basically going to be a video on scrollwork and design. I have just previously made another video, but I didn't really like where it was going, so I just ended it, and this is kind of where I kind of ended up being. But I didn't really know the direction of the video, and I'm not really too sure how to structure it too much, because it's such a vast topic. It's so vast. It's very hard to get across in a video, but hopefully I can try and show you the kind of fundamentals of scrollwork and how it should look, because looking at scrollwork is very complicated and it can be very confusing to start off with. So I'm trying to break it down to make it easier for people who are trying to draw scrolls. So I've drawn a very simple scroll here, and it is quite an appealing scroll. It's quite nice on the eye, and it fundamentally is not that bad. So let me break it down. So if you're very new to scrollwork, here are the beginnings. So this line here, this is what we call the backbone. Sorry for my poor handwriting. This is basically your kind of spine of the design. It kind of holds everything together. It is what is how your design flows. It's everything, and it kind of controls everything internally as well, in a way. And it is very important that this line is very smooth, round. It's not jagged out, full of elbows. It should be a continuous, smooth, uninterrupted, should I say, line, and that is what we call the backbone. First of all, I apologise that the video is portrait, I believe. I don't know. But I'm trying my best. Right, moving on. So this is your backbone, this line here. We then have this part. This is basically, if it was in nature, this is like the seed. And I can't remember the actual name of it, but this is basically where it begins. So this is where the seed starts to grow from, and naturally it flows out from this point. Okay, and from that we then end up at this line, and this is our beginnings of a first. Right here, it's probably pretty self-explanatory. Again, horrific writing. Sorry about this. What's going on now? It's on white. Leaf, right? Get rid of that. Leaf. So that's our leaf. And that is all part of this bit here as well. If you follow my pen, this is our first leaf. All this here. Okay? And you can see that the leaf is built up of lines, and different types of lines. We've got this long curve, and then we have which hooks at the end here, and we have another line that comes around. This is actually more advanced here, but this comes into here. You could end here and come back around here, which is also a leaf. Okay, and then we have another kind of line here, so it's built up of a multitude of different lines. We then have an S bend here, which helps give us this kind of style to leaf, curving in, and again coming back around with another arcing line and joining on to the next leaf's long curving line here, which ends this leaf, right? And then in this design, as it's quite straightforward, basically you're rinsing and repeating that same kind of style. But on this leaf, I've changed it up, and we start with a curve, and then add on. Our next line is then the S bend, which gives that effect of it kind of curling over like that. Or should I say, curling over this way instead of going that way downwards, right? Kind of coming back up again to the point. You're also maybe noticing the background. So this is all background space here, which is also a very important thing to keep in mind. Okay, so just fit it in, for example. Okay, so that is our background. We can just remove it in our drawings to see what exactly is going on. This would be removed, or could be removed, in the actual engraving. So, as you can see, that the space, the gap, the amount of background that we have compared to our leaves should be very similar. So our background distances space should be very similar to each one. So here, 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 and here. As you can see, it obviously reduces towards the end, beginning here, but our main background is actually quite similar. Background move is quite similar, and it's consistent, right? Throughout our design, which is also a very important thing to keep in mind, because it gives us a good contrast between our leaves and what's actually not there. So between our background and our leaves, they're very similar. So that is our background. And this basically makes up our scroll. But there's also very important key things that we need to keep in mind, like the background. This distance here, see our distance here? We've got distance here. There's also this distance between here and here, here and here, here and here, should relatively be very similar. So that our vine border, our border here and here and here are pretty much the same. Obviously, it's obviously a bit wider, but this would be, you could shrink this up, but they should be very similar. Okay, so this is what makes appealing scrolls and things and makes them look nice to look at, because the last thing you want is points like this drawing your eye, because you're creating a focal point away from the flow of your design, because as soon as that happens, you're losing the natural flow that you're trying to create for the person who's looking at their eye. They want to be drawn around your design, not towards a focal point, unless that focal point is designed to be an actual focal point and not by accident. So yeah, perfect. Rightio. I will quickly add a little bit. I'll try and keep this video slightly shorter, but I will show you drawing something, for example. So let's go to our other layer. Okay, right. So if I wanted to extend from this scroll, because I say, okay, I want to move on to the next part now, we might want to start here. We might want to start here and sketching, and you can make it as rough as you want, but maintaining and trying to keep this smoothness and roundness to your scrolls. And watching your line, keeping ahead of your line, rounding it off, trying to maintain an equal distance around your scrolls. Okay, like that. So something like that, right? So we then go back to another layer, and this we could then just to start to define our line. Watching the roundness. If you think you need to go a different direction compared to your first layer, then that's what you need to do. Just watch it. Okay. Here I'm just going to go to its back. Bring that up. Sorry. Phone's on low battery. And there we go. So it's quite a nice looking backbone. And then we can obviously work off this. So for example, we could start up here, starting the knot, and creating our first hook like this. Bring it round. Again, maintaining trying to maintain an equal distance for everything. Okay. Coming around. Having a hook. Bringing it round. Doing this. Again, if you need to pause at any point and try and figure out what I'm doing, feel free. Maintaining that distance, hooking, adding your hook. Here I might leave that there, bringing it round. And do my thing there. Right. Very simple. It's a good start to understanding basic principles of scrollwork. It's key, and it really is fundamental that these kind of rules or basic rules are applied in order to maintain an equilibrium within your scrolls, so nothing is too out of proportion. Yep. We could add, just for showing purposes, going to reduce my pen size slightly because it's too big. Can add simple little. This is another video really, but it's about filling space effectively, filling voids of scrolls with the correct thing basically. I'll do another quick one, another quick summon. Again, rubbing out and starting is all part of the process. Okay. So, hopefully this is a very brief introduction. I'm no by means an expert in this at all. This is merely me just trying to show you a very early understanding of scrolls and something you can work off and you know, learn for yourself a little bit. But there's a lot of reading and learning to do. And there's plenty of books out there that you can pick up and read and learn these techniques. There are also a lot of stuff online if you want to find that kind of stuff out. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video if you liked it. If you didn't. Please leave a comment if you've got any kind of video recommendation of any sort or anything you want me to cover. I'm more than happy to help you guys out, because I know I struggle a lot trying to learn, you know, just the basics really, because it can be quite complicated and irritating at points. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Cheers, bye.